is Remembrance Sunday. So,
we just want to say a thank you to all those people who have served and currently serve and will serve for doing more than we could ever do for our country.
yes, thank you very much, and thank you to those who have died. Very, very difficult, very difficult thing to talk about. I think sometimes. I think we all remember in our own way. We always have a bit of a difficult thing with at my job, tomorrow. The 1 minute silence can be a bit difficult in an air traffic unit. This week I would first like to thank Bobby Halls and Chris from Devil's Brush Gaming for hosting Seize the Initiative, which is a fantastic 40k tournament that I've just been to in Kent just on Saturday. Yeah, yesterday. It feels like an age away already. I had 3 fantastic games, even when I had a Blood Angels battering. It was a really, really nice day.
I'm stuck on everything.
You're okay there? You're bringing.
Yeah, it's alright. The camera was stuck on my blanket.
I was going to say, are you bringing the technical difficulty today?
Yeah, I just was stuck on a blanket. It was chilly. It's getting cold in the UK.
I've got the heater on in the shed.
I'm not allowed the heating on. Put more clothes on, I was told. Anyway.
Right. So, once again, thank you, Bobby and Chris, for running a fantastic tournament. I only wanted to chuck it in the stream so I could go. I placed second.
With an Iron Hands list.
With an Iron Hands list, yes. And the top place did go to an Iron Hands player as well, so, yeah. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more tweaking of how powerful they are. Hey, I used 2 Vindicators. I haven't used them in a while. So, on to the first topic of discussion. The new Necromunda box that went up on up for pre-order yesterday. Just look at how much stuff you get in this box. I don't remember how many they said it was, but it's something like 70. I think it's 17 sprues for that terrain.
That is pretty mad.
And it's really, I mean, I covered it pretty comprehensively last week. They haven't released too much more information yet. They did talk about how some of the gangs work, but it's been a while since I played Necromunda, so I don't feel particularly comfortable talking about stats and bits and pieces. But the thing that I do feel particularly comfortable talking about is this plastic Zone Mortalis. I mean, just a lovely new set of modular kit from Games Workshop, and you could so easily build a proper Zone Mortalis set out of this.
Wow.
That is what's in that kit. That's insane.
It is quite amazing. There's quite a bit of stuff. It does look really nice and with huge amounts of modular ability.
And you've got all these.
But I think for you to make a Zone Mortalis board out of all of that, it's going to set you back a little bit.
Yeah, but you imagine at the moment it currently pairs with the current Zone Mortalis stuff. So anyone who's already picked some up, or like myself, I built my own boards. My stuff will be able to pair with this, and it comes with doors, pipes that fit everything. I was reading on some of the bit of the article earlier that there's like wall tanks and computer consoles. It's got a real sort of like potential for being. It's one of my favourite Facebook groups is the Necromunda Train group.
Yeah, they posted a lot of nice stuff on that.
Yes, I did think I saw you in there earlier when I was looking for it. On top of that, it's also coming out with another range of the boards. These are the plastic boards, but I think they look like they're a bit thinner, sort of in line with
would say they're going to be plastic. Obviously, the ones that came from Forgeworld originally were all resin, and obviously would easily warp. Whereas these ones are nice plastic-looking tiles, which get fair few of them, and not only is it Mortalis or Necromunda itself, it's also just standard 40k board, but with serious amounts of swapping and changing, because they look like they're probably about a foot across by a foot across. So.
Yeah, it's meant to match with the it's meant to match with the old Zone Mortalis stuff, so they should be a foot by a foot, which is quite cool, and that's why I think they might be thinner than the other Realm of Battle boards, because the other Realm of Battle boards didn't really pair up too well with the Zone Mortalis boards, if I remember correctly.
I think they're pretty close. I think that the standard Realm of Battle boards are about 10 mil thick, so only about a centimetre. So yeah.
Well, on from that we have the it was the Games Workshop Barnes and Noble pairings, where they've done some expansion boxes for a couple of games. So we've got a set of Blitz Bowl boxes. So
these are these are really cool. I like these. I think they're a fantastic little idea, because it's not a GW product like as such. It's we make it, you sell it sort of thing. Same as what they did with Assault and Black Reach, when they fit that from being a starter kit and then made it into smaller boxes and put it into other stores and stuff, and obviously spread themselves around. But it also now gives people who don't obviously get to a GW store or something like this, or kids who are up in this American store, because obviously it's only in America for these sets. So obviously being promoted in the UK or in anywhere else, but you never know, they might come this way. I hope they do, because I really like the Space Marine model.
Yeah, well, I was just going to scroll through these quickly. You've got the halfling team there, a Skaven team, and an undead team. But then it's these.
Is really cool as well.
But that is it. It's these Space Marine Adventure boxes that I really like the look of, because you've got. I imagine it's probably going to be a game in a box with like little cardboard tokens for enemies. That's how I would expect it to be. But these miniatures, it's very reminiscent of what they did with the Space Marine Heroes for Japan. But obviously you've got a bit of everything here, because I'm guessing the captain, he's got to be a White Scar, isn't he? I can't see on the detail on him.
I'd say you've got a White Scar and a Dark Angel as like the two main first founding chapters, and there's a Silver Skull, a Crimson Fist, potentially. I can't remember what they were. The purple.
Is it Celestial? Isn't the golden one Celestial Lion?
Yeah, I believe so. And then the purple and gold one is. Can't remember. But anyway, something like a griffin. It's some sort of griffin or howling something or other. It's not a howling griffin, because it's obviously they're red and yellow. But anyway,
it's
shame they're not primaries.
Well,
so snap them up in a second.
But I reckon they will come here, like the Japanese Space Marine Hero sets.
Oh yeah, they'll probably come here at some point, and they'll end up in places like W.H. Smith and little places like that potentially. W.H. Smith would be a really good one, actually.
Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure when I've seen pairings, W.H. Smith and Barnes Noble, when they're putting stuff here and putting stuff in the States, I think that's normally the pairing that I would see. No, I've forgotten the name of the.
Well, to be fair, Barnes and Noble is a book store anyway, isn't it? So. Anyway. Awesome little sets. If you're in America, grab them.
Right.
Here's jelly.
I'm guessing you would like to talk about the wonderful.
What can I say about these? I think they are absolutely cracking models. Really nice. They got some serious flavour to these models. Really show sort of what you see in the from the films. Both obviously Haldor and Haleth are cracking. I love their rules as well because obviously the Haleth, sorry, not Haleth, Aldor, who is the gentleman on top of Helm's Deep, who fires the very first arrow straight into the Uruk-hai and then proceeds to get told off. His ruling is he has to fire first before anything else, even before any heroic shooting or anything like that, which he also has himself. It's great. Like a really cool model. Two models that I really will pick up for myself. Don't use my Rohan that much, but I will use them, especially due to the fact that anybody running the kid in the army, if someone tries to kill him, then I think I win a moral victory because you killed the child.
If you murdered the child, yeah.
Yeah. But it's also nice to sort of, like, I had a discussion of this with one of my friends who's a huge Lord of the Rings nut. And if he's watching, hello, you know who you are. But he really likes these models. I was a bit sort of like not sure because I didn't think they were overly integral to the Lord of the Rings films and such. But then he sort of swung me around and was like, well, no, because it shows obviously the courage and everything like that through that wavers through men against these gigantic, brutish Uruk-hai, and then the fact that obviously it wasn't just men that fought at Helm's Deep and everything. I mean, it depends on where you look, book or film, because obviously in the book there's no elves. So, well, apart from Legolas. But I really like these models. They're fantastic. Yeah, really cool. And then obviously you've got the Nazgul. But the Nazgul they're just a re-release of the Nazgul. Instead of being in packs of 3, it's a pack of 9.
Reboxed for, just make sure you buy the lot of them. I don't know why anyone wouldn't buy all of them previously. I mean,
running them in a game of Lord of the Rings, you've got to be playing some serious amount of points, and it's a lot to remember. There's a lot of will, a lot of might, a lot of psychic powers and things. But there's people who do it.
Yeah, I mean that's not it's not exactly what I meant. I mean, from my perspective, if I remember, Camel the Eastling and one of the other ones that's specific to a particular army. I know you can take them as anyone, but I think they were in separate groups anyway. So you were always gonna, if you wanted the specific ones, you were gonna buy all of them anyway. That's why I don't get why it was groups of 3. But right. So
it'd be nice to see if it was cheaper to buy all 9 in one.
Yes, that would be nice. We've just been talking to Vincent chat about he's tempted to start. He's looking at the Uruk-hai. What do you think?
What to do Uruk-hai for Lord of the Rings? Yeah, go for it, mate. They're pretty cool. I mean, they're really tough and they're really good. They're very, very good at combat, for definite.
I mean, there's a good set of us now who have Lord of the Rings models at the club, isn't there?
There is indeed. Yeah.
You can come and face my Eastlings, my shiny gold men.
It's yeah. Well, I mean, I've got elves. I've got Minas Tirith. I've got.
If they brought out a good army, you have it.
No, it's not just if they bring out a good. I've got Uruk-hai myself, but I've got more scouts than I've got anything else. I did want to get more painted up and everything. They're not difficult to paint. This is the great thing with Lord of the Rings, with the old school Lord of the Rings models. They're not massively difficult to paint at all because they haven't got as much detail on them as the newer stuff. Uruk-hai, especially, it's like sprayed them black. Paint the armor, paint the skin with Tuscal fur, and then just sort of dry brush the armor, and you're practically there. But yeah, it's a nice cheap game as well because you don't need a huge amount of models. So
no, that's true.
Very
you
good,
can
very competitive game. It's really easy to get into as well. So, and it plays really well compared to 40k and Age of Sigmar. I'd play Lord of the Rings all day long.
So
no, Vince.
so we have
purchase some.
we have a new Custodes character coming out and a Sister of Silence character. I do have a feeling that they always try to I've forgotten his name. I've forgotten the name of the singer. This Custode, yeah, it's a Custodes characters. This one and Valdor remind me of. I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. But there's a certain look that they seem to go for the Custodes faces.
Oh, right. You don't want to know the look I'm thinking of when it comes to singers. Because I must admit, I'm looking at that Custode model, and I'm looking at it as, like, from the distance I'm seeing it as, I'm kind of looking at it as a slightly more older and slightly pissed off Justin Bieber. But
that's not who I was
sorry
thinking
for you Custode players.
I reckon, as much as I love the sculpts recently, I probably would have to put a helmet on that one.
Do you know what? I wouldn't even think about putting a helmet on that one.
No.
My issue is, why would I buy that model when I can build that out of the Custodes box sets anyway?
Yeah, true. I mean,
that pretty much that exact pose I can get. I can just say it's him. Yeah. Like, a little bit disappointed on that fact. The Sister of Silence, yeah, that's a nice model. I like that one. But the Custodes, you can just, without even much conversion, next to none really, you could literally just build that out of the box.
These are models that have been announced alongside the Black Library Weekender. So this is two characters from Watchers of the Throne second book, which is the Regent's Shadow. Haven't read the first one, but I don't know. I quite like the sort of stuff around the Golden Throne and the sort of like stuff going on with the palace. So I might be tempted to pick these ones up.
Yeah.
There's also a set of gold Custodes dice that I forgot to put in the slides.
I haven't seen those. Oh yeah, I've just seen them. They're pretty tasty.
They are pretty tasty, aren't they? Yeah.
Tell me you've put in the pin badge.
I haven't put the pin badges in. I only noticed the pin badges. I know it's because I don't normally put books in. It's because I don't normally put books in. I saw the models, skimmed through, saw book, and then I only sort of like half glanced at the last bit on the page and just thought it was more books.
So, just as a note, unless of course you're a massive fan when it comes down to all of the legions and things like that, this would be fantastic for one of you to purchase in your gaming club, and then find the other people who are also a fan of the legions that have the pin badges in this box set, which I would imagine is all of them. I'd hope it would be, not just the select few that are on there. And then everybody split the cost between them, because I'm happy to do that in our group because there's a Salamander pin badge.
I mean, I tell you what.
There's also
as a treat.
Ultramarines and all sorts in there, but
I'll make sure I download this picture as quickly as possible so that we can have it right at the end. That. But we'll
yeah.
We'll
anyway, sorry.
We're just gonna move on to the next subject quickly, because it's quite an important one.
Oh, is this your? Yeah, it would be.
Hat back on. So,
I mean, there's not a lot of point telling people about Black Sea stuff when most of it is temporarily out of stock.
Well, this is all the pre-order. This is
that's insane.
All right, so this is the pre-orders for, I think it was December the 13th. It's about that time. We've got a Spanish Fleet Box coming out. I haven't put all of the pre-orders in, by the way, because there was a lot of stuff. I put the main bits in. So there's now a Spanish Fleet Box. It's similar to what the French and the British got. There is a first rate in there. There's 3 third rates, 3 frigates, 6 brigs, and a set of gunboats. Apart from that, there's the American fleet. Now, the Americans didn't really have too many, in the era they're talking about, they didn't have too many big ships. They had a lot of really, really powerful frigates. So in this box, they get 2 over-the-top frigates. I think it's USS United States and USS President. I can just about make those out on the page there. They again get... I think it's 3 frigates and 6 brigs and a little base of gunboats, and it is a slightly cheaper box set than the Spanish got, so I think that makes up for it.
And they've got a pre-order up for what is this one?
Is it Constitution? Because Constitution is actually already out.
Oh right.
But they put the pre-order tag on it. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but
it's still just a frigate.
Yeah,
Sorry, America.
But they are very they basically they get hardier and more guns, so they'll have better frigates than anyone else, but they'll find themselves sort of being outnumbered. That's kind of how it works out.
Oh right, so it's kind of like a boo-hoo, we don't get the good shit.
Well, they scrapped their navy, so you know, a fledgling country. Very early on, they actually had to scrap their navy. So this was all the rebuild
probably needed
stuff.
the wood from the boats to build a wall.
Yeah. And actually, Master and Commander. In Master and Commander, the film, it was actually based on a book, and the ship being chased in the book is actually one of these heavier American boats, rather than the French boat.
Right.
Just nerding out a little bit there. I love this era. You know, hence me sitting here with a hat. Yeah, I agree. What prize, Vince? You're not getting any prizes.
Yeah. Well, what would you? But I don't know what he's on about. What kind of prize does he want?
So
you ain't getting any Uruguay, that's for sure.
Right, I'm going to now absolutely murder the name. Is it Sansima? Oh. Right, the Trinidad. Because I can say Trinidad. So the Spanish are getting a first-rate named ship. This is the Trinidad, which was at Trafalgar. It was the largest ship of the era, 140 guns, and it is an absolutely gorgeous model. I kind of wish I was playing Spanish now, just so I could use that.
You chose the French.
I chose the French because no one else was going to play the French. Plus, I've got my French Napoleonics, so if anyone else ends up getting any of that in the club, hey, they were better on land, you know. They actually weren't too bad at sea. The British fleet was just a lot better.
One would have to say, what happened?
I know what happened. There was a revolution, and they got rid of all the people who knew what they were doing on boats. Sorry, ships.
I love it because it's just boats. I swear, you need a little animation, just boats.
Apart from that, we've also got
moving on.
HMS Royal Sovereign. So there's another named first rate for the Brits. Which is very cool. And we have the Gunboat Squadron, so a little pack of 3 gunboats. People might think, but you're playing with ships with loads and loads of guns. Why on earth would you have these? Imagine trying to fight around tiny little islands where bigger boats are going to ground themselves. These will have no
shoot
problem.
over the island. To be honest, as well, right? So, kind of have to do this one. But these little gunboats have, you know, granted, have the little gunboat models and all that sort of stuff. But when you build the frigates, you get 2 little boats on each. Sorry, 4 little boats.
Yeah.
There's one here, one here, one here, and one here, which you can build, and you could probably just make little gunboats out of anyway.
Yeah, true.
You know, So initially, you could build some. Granted, they won't come with the fancy little sails, but you can make some of your own. But I think also purchasing them like that, because if they come with bases like that, they'll look pretty cool.
That's another thing that's in the pre-order is all the bases.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's also a little terrain box. Got a couple of bits of rocks, some wrecks, which I really, really like. Martello tower, some little gun emplacements
Yeah,
in the
I quite
lighthouse.
like that Martello tower. That's pretty cool.
It's a bit different from the ones near us.
Yes. Oh my god, have you bought that Black Seas mug?
The Black Seas mug? No, I don't have the Black Seas mug. I was very tempted. I don't have a problem at all, I promise.
He does.
He
does.
Right,
I'll take the right way. Who knows?
I'll take the hat off quickly. So, there is Fallout Shelter, the board game, coming out from Fantasy Flight. So, this is, I think, based on the mobile game. I'm guessing it is because it looks very much like it. This is an announcement from a couple of days ago. Don't know when it's coming out yet, but it, you know, as we do play quite a few board games, it does look like it could be quite fun.
This looks like a Stephen Jobby.
Yes, it does look like a Stephen job. Yeah. Yeah, I think it sounds like the purpose of the game is to be the person who makes as many of the people in the shelter happy as possible to be elected the new overseer of the shelter. It looks like a Stephen jobby. Yes, I know.
Stephen likes to make people happy.
Apart from that, released the other day from Fantasy Flight, you've got the X-Wing huge ship conversion kit. So this is to bring huge kits over to 2nd edition. You've got Epic Battles box set, which is to make the which is to bring Epic back for 2nd edition X-Wing. So all those big large games with the large ships in them, which is quite nice. Once again, probably not going to get me back into X-Wing. I love playing it occasionally, but I still play 1st edition because I didn't want to have to spend out on all those upgrades.
So this is... So it's not actually for the... yes, no, okay. I got confused. I thought it was for the other version of X-Wing, which was using the smaller starship. And it's actually for
Armada.
playing normal X-Wing, but on a large scale.
Yes, yeah.
Which we've tried to do many times and in 1st edition of X-Wing, and it is very difficult.
Yeah, it's amazing how slow it gets.
Sorry.
Yeah. It is amazing how slow it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, it does drag a bit when you're playing, like, when you're trying to play that many X-Wing ships. But at the same time, it's obviously like you have to look at it and go, right, okay, we're going to pay 100 points a piece. All right, I might get 1 or 2 big ships in there, or I might get, like, if I play my Z95s because I love them.
Yes,
I was getting stupid amounts of Z95s. And then, but obviously, it'd be nice to see, does this make it so that you put them into like a little squadron, or what do you do?
Oh, it's wings.
Oh.
So they do fly as a wing, and because of the way that they move, you can have this weird effect that if they do a slow turn, that actually a model ends up moving backwards instead of going forwards.
Fair enough.
I
can see it.
So, should we move on to Games Workshop's announcements for today? Because I think it's been a long time coming. Have I lost you,
Yeah.
Dan? You look like you're staring into the mid-distance.
Well, I had things happen. So the camera fell over. Something happened with my computer screen or my TV, and I lost the address bar and all of my tabs. Then realised what I'd done is I had actually gone full screen. So I was just having a moment.
It's okay. It's fine. While you sort yourself out, I'll just have a quick ramble about things. You know, yeah, it works out quite well that way.
Okay.
So, pre-orders that will be going up next week from Games Workshop. Finally, Plastic Sisters of Battle. I think I can't imagine. I don't think I was ever prepared to say that sentence. Like,
I don't think anyone was.
yeah, I mean, all I can hear is reset the clock. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, yes,
Sorry,
Fallon,
you just said that. And you
sploosh.
just made me think of. You said reset the clock, and you made me think that there actually is a Pacific Rim board game as well. Found that the other day, and I was like, "Meh."
You know what? Inside that box, it's not going to contain any models. It's just going to be a clock.
yeah, yeah. They've given you all these images of all these models and everything, and you buy the box, and you go, oh, moths. Or there'll be a little piece of card that will literally just say "Sisters of the Battle got squatted."
Yeah, this will be a fantastic rebranding moment, won't it? So it's you remember those lovely grim dark warrior these warrior priestesses who went around warrior nuns. Yeah, no, we decided to change them into Sisters of Silence because they fit better with our current theme.
Well, considering how Sisters of Silence was supposed to work with what's his face with Custodes really well, so yeah, you could potentially see it.
Oh, robes, they're so nice.
I swear to God, if they have better flamers than I do, might just have to collect Sisters of the Battle and just go, no, these are Space Marine Salamanders, paint them green.
That's fine. Just play your Primaris Salamanders, but say you're using Sisters of Battle rules.
To be fair, I really like the Eviscerator Chainsword Sister Repentia. They're really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just in general the models coming out of this are fantastic.
Yeah, it's lovely model. I really like that one.
What the I forget what they're called. The
Acroflagants, or no?
Yes.
That's what they are. I was thinking, was that a old school fantasy term? But no. The
getting ahead of myself.
How many people are gonna change those flight stands?
Yeah. Yeah, not exactly my favourite move by Games Workshop to move over to curved flight stands.
No. I mean, it makes sense because it gives you that ability to be, instead of sort of going, oh, it's got to go,
yeah,
or like in the foot or something like that. It gives that, oh yeah, we can get round to the backpack, and it works. It does. It just didn't work because they just didn't fit properly. I found I was constantly drilling into the flight stands and then drilling into the models and stuff. So that's why, like, my Primaris that have got those sort of styles.
Yeah,
I put them all up on bases and things. Yeah, rise them up a bit. They look a bit better anyway. Yeah.
I think the sisters would be quite nice on those style bases as well.
I mean, the sisters are a lot smaller. Like, they're a lot sort of, compared to Space Marines, a bit daintier when it comes to like how their models are built. So they might have a better connection point, which would be nice.
Yeah, very, very, very excited for this release. I think we'll probably have more to say about it next week because by that point we'll have had a couple more articles where they'll have, hopefully, they'll be showing us a bit more of the rules so that we can say, haha, they're better than your flamethrowers.
They won't be because they'll set fire to the actual model.
But yeah, we'll see, and also it's only showing this up for pre-order next week, not any of the changes to the tanks, not any of the kits. So I'm guessing they're probably going to be spread out over a. Well, let's face it.
Yeah, it won't be It won't be 1 week where they do. Oh yeah, here's that big gigantic army box with collector's edition rule book and all of that, and oh yeah, here's all the tanks and here's all that. It's Christmas. They're going to spread it.
It's going to be spread out.
Easy.
It's an army that people have been waiting for forever to be in plastic, so this is going to have a huge demand on it. It's been hyped up.
I mean, the question is, GW know how hyped people are for this release, and they have known since this time last year when they went, oh yeah, by the way. And then there was the diving into the bin and going, ooh, Plastic Sisters of Battles. Who doesn't remember that? So the question you've got to ask is, have they met the demand? Because you look at things like the Lord of the Rings cards and stuff that have come out recently, they didn't meet the demands, and they had to redo. So
Titanicus.
November, I love it.
How many Titanicus things came out that went out of stock almost within the week? Almost all the night stuff for Titanicus.
These models will have been pre-done, everything done with them this time last year. You know, these boxes would have been built, made, and they're in a warehouse somewhere just waiting. Yeah. It's whether or not they bought a bigger warehouse to make enough space, because we've already got, probably about 4 or 5 people in our club that want them, and will probably buy everything. And failing, if they don't buy it, they will probably ask you for Christmas. Yeah. You've got to think how many people at the beginning of the year went, oh, this is actually happening now. Okay, I will start saving £100 a month or whatever. Some probably a bit drastic, but there are some people who probably would. You know, and now it's going to get to the end of November, and GW are going to go, oh yeah, we're making £5 million profits or whatever, you know, every year. And just because of November, no store will ever be able to beat their targets in November again because of this, I reckon. They're going to do so well. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. It's such a nice... there hasn't been an army released with so much all being released at the same time that had a previous army.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like getting a new army, which obviously everybody goes, oh my god, it's amazing, you know, it's all that, but it's not a new army. It's revamping an army that nobody's really bought into for several years, because who was going to spend 50 quid on 10 Sisters of Battle, who are bog standard troops, and they're metal, part plastic, part resin, whatever. Now you've got these awesome plastic models that, dare I even say, I would like actually get some, just as a like, here's my Primaris, and then here's my little, you know, non-Vembers, as Vince is calling them.
Is it November or is it because it's going to go into December, isn't it? So yeah. Mind you, this is the Classic Games Workshop. We're going to release Orcs in October. We're going to announce they're being released on the last sale day of October, but actually they're going up for sale in November.
This is their we got to make our targets at Christmas, and without fail, they will. I 100% see that happening.
Right.
I mean, hell, anybody who is watching currently, are you going to buy it all? The comments will go, yes.
This way.
Want to answer me?
Happy Nun Year. Yes, very good. Right, I'm done with all of this chat of loyalists, though, Ben. I need some chaos in my life.
Oh, nobody cares about chaos. All right, go on then, because I quite like the chaosy stuff that's coming.
The new Chaos Sorcerer. So, I will be putting something on pre-order next week. I will be buying this dude.
GW would be like, what's that one anomaly in amongst all this like Sisters of Battle stuff? It's just you with a Chaos Sorcerer.
Oh, what? None for you, Vince. Okay, well, you obviously won't want the Chaos Sorcerer because you play Space Wolves anyway. So, what about Vanguard Space Marine box set, which is also going up for pre-order? You want those? Well, you can't have them. Have the Chaos Space Marines instead. I think mentioned last week, because it was when they released all of the information about what the Christmas box sets were going to be. We know this. It's the both halves of the Dark Imperium box set. I want to say Dark Imperium box set.
It's not Dark Imperium, it's Shadow Spear.
That's it. Yes.
Dark Imperium is the current box set.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, all this is you remember that, you know, £95 box set that you could buy that got you all of those models in these two £50 box sets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you know,
it's fair enough. That's they're not gonna keep selling the big box set forever, and they do what they're really good start collecting sets. You know, eventually they get through all the people who go, I'm splitting this box with a friend, or I play both these armies, so I'm going to buy the box set for that. Now they're down to people wanting to, you know, buy those for starting armies, and actually 60 quid over spending 95 quid and trying to find someone to sell it to when everyone already has those models.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I was just stating that obviously, you know, if you still wanted to buy both of those boxes, you're paying £5 more and you're getting less because you're not getting the dice. And
probably
the cards
probably for more than £5 more now, because they're probably £60 a piece.
Yeah.
But
for push fit models as well.
Yeah. Well, actually, then maybe they will be £50.
I mean, I in a way, you kind of have to think. Obviously, you get the obliterators and that one. So 60 quid, I wouldn't say it's not unreasonable for it, but you know.
Yeah, because you are getting more than you would normally in a start collecting set, because you're getting a troop, HQ, and you're getting 3 extra things. Normally, you only get 1 extra thing in those sets.
Yeah.
Apart from those, we have a wonderful book coming out for pre-order next week. The next book in the Psychic Awakening, or should we call it saga? I suppose it is, isn't it? Faith and Fury, which I don't have the list on me anymore, but it's basically got extra rules for, I think it's 6 or 7 Chaos Space Marine factions, plus rules for the Black Templars, and the pre-order bonus is really cool. So if you're a Black Templars player, you want to pre-order this book, you get rule cards for High Marshal Helbrick, I'm going to have to find the list again. Have you got this up now, Ben?
That's cool. I was just trying to look for it.
Scroll down the page. Yeah, so High Marshal Helbrick, Chaplain Grimaldus, the Cenobite Servitors, which are the ones that carry around his relics, a Crusader squad, and you get the one for Chaos Sorcerer. So someone pre-order this so that I can buy the Chaos Sorcerer card off you.
Or in their loving wisdom, they will turn around and go, "Here, it's for free."
Yes, Ben, you told me about this thing. Have this for free. I tell you what, the High Marshal is looking quite awesome. I don't know if that's a change to his rules, but it is the full-on sort of like Chapter Master bonuses, plus he gives everyone within 6 inches of him +1 strength.
Yeah, I think we've said this several times already, but I want cards.
Yeah.
I want cards like that.
Yeah, in fact, we did a poll last week and got 100%.
Yes.
Only one person voted in it, but, you know.
Oh, that shows on our videos, isn't it? Thanks for you 5 people who watch. we love you all.
Yep, so Psychic Awakening, hopefully we'll get a little bit more storyline. Apart from that, we have more... damn, I've forgotten the name of what's the... Beastgrave now, isn't it? Warhammer Underworlds.
Yes.
So we're now on to round 3 Beastgrave.
I might have to buy these. Yeah. I really like these. I might have to buy these just because they're cool.
Gobos and Wolves.
Yeah. I mean, I've already got the other goblins for. What's the other thing?
Yes.
I forget.
Well done, Games Workshop. You now have so many systems we can't remember what they're all called.
What's the one that came out with the the 3 Stormcast. Yeah, is that this is this, isn't it? So.
Yes, yeah, because the first one was Shadow Spire. No.
Yeah, Shadespire. That's the one.
That's it.
Yeah, I've got the Goblins that I think were in the Shadespire or in the next version.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know which ones you mean. They were the beginning. It was the first hint about the Gloomspite Gits, wasn't it? That was the.
Yes, they're the ones.
I mean, this is the thing I like about this is that they do drip feed some of the new armies in via this, so you do get to see a bit of the theme coming before the army comes out.
Yeah, no, I mean we've known these have been coming for ages, but they're kind of cool.
Yeah, they come with dice.
See, faction specific dice everyone loves.
Yeah. So yeah, the cards for them, the new little boards for them. But this is the set that I thought was quite cool. They actually have like a Beastgrave 2-in-1 box set now. Well, they've already got 2-in-1 box sets, but this is the small one, isn't it? The other ones are sort of like big, a load of bits and pieces. So you could expand if you were playing one of the other box sets with. Oh, I forgot what's in them. Sorry, this is the end of the show where I sit here not remembering anything that we're meant to be talking about because I've got too excited about Plastic Zone Mortalis and Plastic Sisters of Battle.
We've seen these models already before, so they're just Stormcast and Nighthaunts.
That's it. Only they're the Magic-y Stormcast, the ones that I have.
Those ones.
Those ones.
Let's just go with those ones.
Banshees, which is just awesome. And then I need to update the slide so it will show you the pins, which we promised to show. So Ben, you can take over for
Ramble on.
Ramble for me.
Ramble on. Well, one thing I'll say is anyway, I've done a video. Whether or not it's any of you guys are bothered about it, who are watching, but I've done the video for my Salamander's doing. Said fella. Adrax Agatone. I've also done a video for the bases that I do from the Salamanders. Really easy. And then I'm currently doing a video for our man Steve, doing heat burn for melters and things like that. So, yeah, and then I'm going to do some more videos, and then at some point I will paint some Black Seas because sitting here in grey is probably not a good idea. Yeah, and we will be doing a painting stream on the 18th.
Yeah, hopefully on the 18th.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we haven't talked to everyone yet, have we? So we'll. Well,
there's 2 or 3 of us that are on it. So yeah.
Sounds like it will probably be a painting stream.
We will probably be going ahead with it. It doesn't matter anyway, but we need people to think of more questions and either give them to us before or during or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just anything you want to sensibly discuss. And obviously make sure you've got some money to join the bidding war to be able to take Andy's t-shirt off, provided he's there. We all find that you have a bit of a thing for Andy.
Yeah, we do apologise for the last stream for not having a cardboard cutout of Andy.
Yeah, we didn't get there in time.
No. So,
but anyway,
last 2 slides.
Things are coming and things are happening.
I have the Custodes dice up. Those are looking quite nice. Be nice if they'd have put a picture with them out of the box as well, so we could see whether they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll see them before they actually release them, surely. And actually, this makes me wonder whether we're going to see a Custodes Codex.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No, it might just be a celebration.
There's only been one. There's been one thing that's come out, and don't know. It's probably just because there is a.
What
there's
does-
already been custom models when they first came out. So custom dice, should I say? There shouldn't be custom models when they come out. Yeah, the special character guy, obviously, it'll be just for that, and because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And the little stocking fillers. That's what they class these things as. Stocking fillers. It's that little extra added sale when you get to the till and they go, oh.
Yeah, that's normally chocolate for me. Or donuts.
How many GWs sell chocolate?
Yeah, I know.
GWs
You know what I mean, like
would
the one at the till that you buy. If it's like something like a custard-filled donut, then it's
I've never seen donuts at a till.
Yeah, it's
Unless
probably
because someone's abandoned them there. I mean, if they have, shame on you.
yeah, shame on
Anyway.
you. Don't abandon them. They want to be eaten. Anyway, you want to talk about the pins, don't you?
No, I
Big
don't want
up-
to talk about the pins. It's just everyone needs to see the pins. Oh, they're cool. My stockings are pretty big. Okay.
I'm in the way, Ben. I'll go over here.
Not on my one, you ain't.
Right, so what we got there? Looks like Sons of Horror, Space Wolves, Iron Hands,
Salamanders.
Blood Angels, Salamanders, Imperial Fists, Ultramarines, Thousand Suns, and Raven Guard? No, Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would hope that the box is obviously large enough to carry 18 pins.
I have a feeling,
knows?
as it is the Horus Heresy Legion pin badge is 1, it's probably going to be
Oh, it's just one, isn't it? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I'm done there. My two main ones are in that.
my one. I mean, that we could pick up for club anyway and just go bush.
Vince is trying to convince me.
I think we get to the point where we start to ban Vince from chat.
No, Vince has kept us company today. This is good.
Well, yeah. Everything's just Vince. Anyway.
There was a bit of Fallon earlier, but I think she splooshed after seeing the Sisters Battle and disappeared off somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, so. Well, it's been. Oh dear, chat.
So, we're done.
Right.
And
Yes, we are. So,
that's it. I think we're at the end.
yeah, thank you very much for joining me, Ben. Warcast Bear. No, the last one where you left me alone, I just kept going, Ben's not here. I mean, Warcast Bear.
You missed me.
I did.
Unfortunately, you didn't come to the Chinese.
I didn't come to the Chinese. It was terrible.
Yeah, you missed out. Chinese was good.
Mm.
As per usual, though, we didn't actually get very far into mains. But there you go.
No, but then that's the without rambling on the stream about.
Yeah.
So, I hope everyone has enjoyed our little run through of the week's news. Obviously, we will be back next Sunday. We will be hopefully doing the painting stream the night after that on the 18th. We have you've got your base video going up soon. Is it not?
Base video went up this morning. I think
Okay,
it was, or
I thought
yesterday
I saw it, but then I'm never sure because of course I can see them even if we've not put them up yet. So
yeah. I think I loaded it last night and it went up this morning at 9 o'clock. And then, as I say, I'm doing the heat on the end of a metal gun and on the end of my crazy flame effect on the end of another metal for a different model. But yeah.
So they can all be found if you're on Twitch. They can be found on YouTube. There should be a link to the YouTube on the Twitch. If not, Warcast Gaming on YouTube. We're getting slowly easier and easier to find as we produce more stuff. Apart from that, if you're watching on YouTube, we do a lot of these streams on both YouTube and Twitch. We try to make... Well, we can only really make Twitch more interactive YouTube doesn't have the same facilities. So the chat goes up on the screen from Twitch. If we have a poll running, it can only really be accessed by Twitch. So come and join us on twitch.tv// not forward class God, I can't speak now. /Warcast_gaming, and give us a follow on there. Yes, they are all underneath the screen. And yeah, for general news and pictures of bits that we've been up to or announcements, come to facebook.com/Warcast_game. No, not _gaming. That's the Instagram. Yeah, shush, Ben, shush.
It went well.
It was going so well until I tried to speak, which is basically my life. If I stay silent in a corner, nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. As I said, it's all down here.
You know, some people don't like to read; they like to be like it spelled out.
YouTube, Warcast Gaming. Facebook is facebook.com/Warcast Gaming. Instagram is instagram.com/Warcast_gaming. And twitch.tv/Warcast_gaming. Yeah. There we go. We are done.
We are done. Thank you very much, everyone, and we will see you next week.
See you later.